In this chapter, we'll be working with filters and blend modes. We'll talk about blend modes first. If you're following along, I'm working in o1_understanding_blend_modes.fla in the Chapter 12 folder in the Exercise Files folder. This file is very simple. On the squares layer, there's a movie clip with 3 squares, a black square, a medium gray square, and a white square. The BG layer has a background, which is simply a green rectangle. Let's select the squares on the stage. Before we start applying blend modes to these squares, let's talk about what blend modes are. Blend modes allow you to control how the colors in an object react to the colors in objects behind it. For example, some blend modes make objects lighter, and other blend modes make objects darker. In this movie, we'll talk about the 3 most common blend modes. To apply a blend mode, you must be working with a movie clip. Select the movie clip on the stage, make sure that there's some sort of art behind it, and then in the Property Inspector, find the Blend Mode dropdown, and you can select a blend mode. Notice that there are dotted lines separating areas of these blend mode names. That's because the blend modes are grouped. We're going to talk about 3 of these groups. The first group is Darken and Multiply. This group makes things darker. The blend mode I want you to remember here is Multiply. Multiply gets rid of any white in a movie clip and makes the rest of the colors in the movie clip darker. So let's choose the Multiply mode and see what happens. Notice the white square disappears, the medium gray square turns into a dark green, and the black square stays the same. Let's choose a different blend mode. In the Property Inspector, click the Blend Mode dropdown. The next group is Lighten and Screen. The blend mode I want you to remember here is called Screen. Screen will remove any black that's in a movie clip and generally make everything else lighter. Let's choose the Screen mode and see what it looks like. Notice the black square disappears, the medium gray square is lighter, and the white square hasn't been affected. There's one other blend mode I'd like you to be familiar with. Let's click the Blend Mode dropdown in the Property Inspector and look at the third group of blend modes. This group has Overlay and Hard Light. These blend modes generally affect the contrast of the movie clip. The blend mode I want you to remember here is called Overlay. Overlay, instead of removing any black or white, removes any medium gray. Any content in the movie clip that's black will darken the content below it. Any content in the movie clip that's white will lighten the content below it. Let's select Overlay and see what it looks like. Notice the medium gray square has disappeared. The black square is a dark green, so it's basically a darker version of the color below it. The white square is a light green, so it's basically a lighter version of the color below it. So we've looked at 3 blend modes that are really important for you to know. Feel free to experiment with other blend modes and see how a movie clip reacts to colors behind it.